a little sad, actually. Like it's sort of a lonely existence. It's not horrible. Like, I guess it's a happy ending, but notably, if you pick things like the Cinderella that you think of, the perfect, demure, submissive, sweet, kind, sees the best in everybody but doesn't do anything about it and is not particularly smart. Like, if you do that, it's interesting what happens to you.
Shady character.
Yeah.
You know I'm an honest man.
His character, his last name, and Shady his first name. He writes that on his checks. Shady.
You know what? Actually, he was designed as a shady character. We didn't have a name for him, and then when the game was close to release, we just decided to go with it. Just don't give him any name because it's, I don't know, funnier that way, and it's just kind of silly that he's just a shady character and he looks like one. So yeah, there you go. Actually, we plan to include him in our other games because it's a shady character. You gotta have one in your game.
So he'll just appear like 1,000 years later. There he is.
Yeah, sure.
Nope,
why
confront
not?
him.
Fuck you, buddy.
I think I'm gonna get stabbed.
That's not the. Don't worry, you're okay. I like the shady character. The thing that struck me about the shady character was, he is interested in tight leather pants that are otherwise like. I don't know. It seems like maybe that would draw attention rather than jerk attention. And also, his hat got busted up, and he thought, "Oh, I'll patch it with red and green."
Yeah, he's a bum, but he has style.
Right, he just finds whatever. Well, he apparently broke his hat sometime around the Yuletide, so it's Christmas time, and he just finds out front store decorations and rips some of the red and green off.
No.
I don't know, maybe it's just, a fashion statement. He's like, a trendsetter, like the original hipster of the Cinders world. Who knows?
He called me on my shit earlier, so he's going down.
Someone asked on the chat what was the inspirations for Madame Gede character. We didn't really have a single inspiration for her. Like every character in this game is actually a bit of a mix of people I actually know in real life. I tried to, mix real people with real issues and kind of make them into those fairy tale trope characters. And Madame Gede is just a mix of a few people I know. And if you are talking about her looks. Because actually we got a little flack for that because she's kind of this stereotypical voodoo priestess character. I guess we could do it a bit better. But actually it came by accident. We just had a few designs for her. They're actually available to see on our website in one of the screenshots. There's like free concept arts for Madame Gede, and I just picked the voodoo one because I like that she's a bit older and I like that she's a bit plumpy, but still pretty. I wanted to have a woman character like that in the game. So yeah, not a single inspiration, just mix of various things and character tropes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the people that have not seen this before, we haven't met her yet, but there are multiple fairy godmothers in this version of Cinderella, depending on, again, what your values are, what you choose, and who you trust. There's multiple potential fairy godmothers, air quotes, that would help you. And Madame Gede is a voodoo priestess, and you're right. Like, I like her character design, not just the way she's shaped and the way she dresses. And I don't think there's a problem with her being a stereotypical voodoo priestess because her personality's not stereotypical, just her costume is. And this is a fairy tale, and we have like this outlandish-looking prince and this rogue covered in belts. Like, everybody kind of looks, I didn't think there was an issue with it, but. Also, I
don't think it's a big issue, but we could do it a little better. I think it's just sometimes you fall victim to stereotypes, even if you don't think about it. You just come up with a character and then it looks like something else because just so imprinted in your mind that you end up making it so. But yeah, I agree.
I like that she's covered in freckles.
She has her own personality, so touch. Yeah, I guess.
Nice detail on her skin, I guess.
Someone asks, is there a fairy godfather? Nope. We didn't went that far, but there are two fairy godmothers, as Jesu Otaku said. and yeah, one is more, you know, fairy tale-ish, and one is more down to earth, depending on, you know, what you value more.
Also, so you're working on a new game right now. Did you want to talk about that a little bit, or?
Sure, of course. Yes, so the new game is called Solstice, and I think it's a bit different from Cinders, but if someone likes Cinders, he or she should like Solstice a lot too. It's, as I said, it's an original story this time, conceived by the writers who wrote Cinders, but you know, the whole story is theirs. I didn't really meddle that much this time. It's a character-driven mystery. It happens in a magical setting in a city which was built amidst a frozen desert, and it's protected by a techno-magical dome. So it's a like artificial paradise in a frozen wasteland, which is enclosed for the winter with only a few people left there to maintain it. And a person goes missing, and investigation starts. It's a sort of, you know, throwback to classical Agatha Christie mysteries, where you have enclosed space, you know, a few people, and everyone is hiding something, and you know, you have to figure out what really happened. The big feature about it is that it's not really a whodunit story. Like, there's the investigation part, and it's important, but it's really not the center of the story. The center of the story is people and their secrets. So yeah, you have to, you know, try to figure out what's everyone's motivation and what they are hiding and stuff like that. Yeah, and also you have two protagonists instead of one. There's a doctor on the contract and a technician, and they have on one hand they have you know, a similar goal. They want to investigate the disappearance, but also they have conflicting agendas, and you play as them both. So you have to kind of decide if you want them to trust each other or if you want them each to go their own way, and it creates interesting conflict and things like that. So yeah, that's Solstice. It's available for pre-orders, and if you do want to support us, there's a playable preview version that you can check. The game itself is going to come up in a few months, I think.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, and if people want to, I was gonna say, if people in the chat want to get this, you can buy it off of Molecube. Is it molecube.com? I don't remember if it's the.
Yeah, it's on molecube.com.
Oops, I froze the game.
Oh, I thought that was Molecube.
There you go. There's the, click on any one of those.
You sure told her.
What a bitch. There we go.
What a cunt.
Yeah, so that's kind of funny. Cinders can really be a dick in this one.
Yeah.
Oh, am I being a dick? Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah.
A little bit. A couple of these.
What a shock.
It's more entertaining. Eh? We're on top for now. Womp womp. Well, we're reaching the top of the hour here, so I mean, if anybody else wants to ask questions in the chat, I guess we'll let this go for about 10 more minutes, and then we'll call it a night. But yeah, thanks very much for joining us, Tom. And
thanks for having me.
Questions in the chat, just pop them on up, and at that point we'll probably just make snarky quips about how Sophie is a goth. I guess, I don't know.
What about my other games? Well, there are two more. There's Magi, which is the first indie game I ever made. It's a mage duel simulator, and it's really weird, and it kind of aged a bit because it's an old game, but I have a sentiment towards it as it's the first game I ever released. And also there's Bonfire, which is a roguelike game, like a mix between an RPG and strategy with permadeath and stuff like that. Those games are a bit different than Cinders and Solstice, because I just like to, sometimes break the pace and just not get trapped in doing just a single thing. Try experimenting with our gameplay things and stuff like that. Just for the fun of it. It's not as big as Cinders or Solstice. Those are our main games. And what else? Tom, can you think of any specific stories that influenced you? There's a lot. I guess like everything can inspire you, and it's really hard to point out to a single thing, as you just live in a culture, so you kind of soak it in and throw it back. So not really, not a single thing. So.
Wait, what was it?
How did you feel about your dad being a big kid and raised you kind of like to be all fairy tale-y and not practical?
It was great.
How many sleepless nights does making this game cause you? Oh, way too much. Way too many, sorry. Which is my favorite character? I don't know, I like Cinders, especially her dickish way. I like this version of Cinders where you end up realizing that actually you're not the victim, that the sisters are your victim, because you're, such a clever little bitch. So that's the character I like. I like Sophia. Everyone likes Sophia.
Everybody likes Sophia. Like,
yeah, it's just
I think we all know people like Sophia, like that they really are persecuted. They really do have it bad in life, but their attitude doesn't help. Like their attitude doesn't help their situation.
Actually, we were playing a sequel that would be all about Sophia because we love her so much and people love her so much. I don't know if it's going to happen yet, but we're definitely thinking about it. Has Phoenix Wright influenced you? Yeah, sure. Actually, Phoenix Wright is probably one of my favorite game series. It was probably also the first visual novel I played, or visual novel related stuff, because it's more like a adventure game. But yeah, it influenced me a lot, especially in Solstice. I tried to make a lot of things that I seen in things, right? Like add character animations, add this investigation stuff. So yeah, definitely. And did I make a conscious choice, including more ethnic characters, especially because the protagonist is black? Not really. We just, thought that if you're telling a story which happens in a place where people come from different cultures, you should just, make the cast diverse, because, that's a normal thing, that's a cool thing, and you should just do it. It wasn't really like, oh, hey, let's be activists and make a black protagonist just for the, just to make it more, progressive. It was like, we thought that things like that should happen, because why not? The writer just, designed the character that way, so he looks that way, and that's it. And what else? Have any indie games come out this year that you really enjoyed? I'm playing desktop dungeons way too much at this point. Like, oh god, way too much, and I'm not getting any work done.
Oh yeah,
also,
I saw that desktop dungeons, right? I saw that on Giant Bomb. It looks pretty fun.
Oh yes, it
Maybe
is.
I shouldn't touch it though. You're saying it's really addictive.
Oh no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. It really, it tricks you. You think it's like a game that's quick to play. Oh no, nothing like that. You just spend your days and nights. It never stops. Did we try to get our games on Steam? Yes, we did before Greenlight was a thing, and they rejected it. So yeah, well, that wasn't very nice of them. And as for green light, we might do it. We are not really sure because